When the pandemic hit our country in March of 2020, we were quick to warn the nation that a crisis is twofold. It is partly a danger and partly an opportunity at the same stroke. I highlighted the inescapable fact that depending on what you focus on in a crisis, you can either emerge triumphant or indecisive out of fear and despair. In other words, a crisis is indeed all about choices. Those who choose danger and fear do not survive. Those who see the crisis through the lens of opportunity develop resilience and are able to build back better. And I say this because, for instance, a Kenyan company known as Revital, operating in Kilifi County in the Coast region, became Africa's largest producer and exporter of vaccine syringes during the COVID period. In 2020 alone, Revital exported 70 million COVID syringes to over 20 countries globally. In fact, Revital currently has the capacity to produce 300 million COVID vaccine syringes every year. The global shortage for COVID vaccine syringes stands at 2 billion, and this itself is taking advantage of opportunity. This means that Revital is able to produce 1 out of every 10 COVID vaccine syringes globally. The company saw opportunity in the crisis of COVID, adopted accordingly, and innovated its business processes to optimize on the new opportunity. Another company in the same league is Hela, a global apparel-making company with a foothold here in Kenya. In the first months of the pandemic, this company changed its strategy from producing clothes to producing PPEs and face masks. With the WHO requirements of 80 million face masks per month at the height of COVID duress, Hela produced 5 million masks a month between April and May 2020. This means that through innovation, Hela manufactured 1 out of 16 masks required globally every month, contributing immensely to the slowing down of the COVID pandemic. This again was a case of seeing opportunity in a disaster and adopting to the changes. However, choices are nothing without leadership, and I say this because when COVID-19 hit our country, my administration found itself confronted with a dilemma of two rights. Opinion was sharply divided on whether to lock down the country or to leave it open. On one side of the divide, they presented an economic argument. They warned us that to leave the country open, they advised us to leave the country open and save the economy. And they argued that COVID was a health crisis that should not trump economic imperatives. The other side of the divide made a compelling health argument against the economic argument. Led by a brain trust of medical scientists and researchers, they argued that the country had no option but to lock down. Their models pointed to a soaring crisis if drastic choices were not made. According to these experts, a series of irreducible minimums had to be met before considering softer health protocols. Indeed, after much reflection, we opted for the public health argument over the economic argument. Our rationale was that you can always revive an ailing economy, but we cannot bring to life those who die from the pandemic.